What's up, everybody? My name is Jeff Bunk. I'm here with the Fun Robotics Network at the FMA District Event 2026. I'm here with Team 103, the Cybersonics. I have Aiden, Dylan, and Alex who are going to be going through the Cybersonics robot with us. 103 is one of the perennial powerhouses. They've been a huge part of the FMA community for years and years. Super excited to learn more about the unique attributes of this robot here on Behind the Bumpers. All right, Aiden, why don't you get us started?
Okay, I'm going to talk about our intake. So we used a 4-bar linkage here to extend out of our frame just so it was a little easier to store. And then we have 3 rollers on our intake here. One is to grab it from the floor. This second one up here is to help stop them from being stuck inside of our intake. And then we have a final roller in the back here, which pops it into the robot using these brushes here. And so these brushes also help with keeping the balls off of the top of our intake and getting them into our index. We're driving this with 2 Neo Vortexes, which have been geared down at a 40-34 ratio, just so that they have a little more power.
Before we get to our next segment, we'd like to thank the following. Osh Cut is a premier metal cutting service for first teams. No minimum order, options for same-day turnaround, guaranteed lead times, and instant online quotes. Osh Cut is offering first teams 50% off any future order up to $200 when you scan the QR code or go to funroboticsnetwork.com/OSHCUT. Just upload a 3D model or flat pattern to get started. It isn't too late to order competition apparel for your team at FRC Tees. Founded by First alumni and offering a free 14-day turnaround with expedited options available, go to frctees.com to see why hundreds of teams are making FRC Tees their first choice for their apparel needs. That's frctees.com.
So then moving on to our hopper walls and brushes here. So the hopper walls use pin slots here to extend out so that we can have maximum ball storage. And then on top of them here, we've used these brushes, which are good because they hold more balls. So we can hold roughly 25 more balls in our hopper with them, but they also still allow us to go under the trench so that we still have that mobility, and we also can store more balls for more outtake.
So Aiden, I got to ask about the brushes. One of the most unique attributes of the robot. What was the the prototyping and the testing phase? How did you guys come to this solution?
So originally we were going to go with an extending intake, kind of like Citrus has, but we decided that might be a little too complex, and we're running short on motors. So we figured we might not want to do that. And then we were thinking of using the net approach until we were using the brushes on the intake, and we found how effective they were at stopping stuff and keeping stuff where we wanted them. Then we were just going to put it here to stop balls from getting onto our shooter, so that way we can always continue to shoot. But then we decided that if we added them all around, we could still have that extended hopper and have the mobility of the trench.
Awesome.
Cool.
Hello, my name's Dylan. I'm going to talk a little bit about our indexer inside. So right here we have 2 really wide belts. These are about 4-inch wide. They're 180 teeth. We have a motor underneath here that basically just rotate this shaft and push all the balls into our shooter up here. And then we have these bent polycarb plates on the side to release any dead spots and just make it a lot smoother. And then we added this top roller midway into prototyping because we realized we needed some downforce on the ball to be able to push them up into the shooter. So transitioning to the shooter, we have this bottom roller down here powered by this Neo 1.1. That takes the balls from the hopper and stores them and gets ready to shoot them up here, which if you come around here, we have our shooter motors all the way up here. So we have 4 Neo Vortexes running the singular shaft up here. We use these kind of wheels because we figured out it gave us a lot more grip, and we use a lot of flywheels on the side here to keep our momentum. And then we have fingers back here that can adjust the height, and then we have linear actuators to do that too. And then we do have cameras on the side. They are connected to an Orange Pi to use photon vision. So we use that to adjust our speed of our shooter, and we also use it for auto aim and stuff like that.
Dylan, what do you think was the hardest part of prototyping the indexer?
Just being literally just making it work. We had so many bad prototypes that just did not work right away. So once we finally got to the belt phase, we tried of a whole bunch of stuff like spindexters and stuff. And then we tried melting orange poly belts, and that seemed to give us the most promising look. So then we tried these timing belts, and then we kind of just went with that and tried to make it work afterwards with the polycarb, and it all just came together pretty quick after that. So that helped.
Nice. Yeah. Awesome job. Alex.
I'm
why don't you get
Alex,
us on?
and at the start of the season, we figured that servicing would become very difficult once we put the polycarb, all the belts in. Bring it up. And we decided to do a clamshell with we put a top frame on, and there in the back here, you can see 2 hinge plates, 1/2-inch aluminum with 2 /4 bolts here and here, which allows for us to clamshell, and as you can see, an entirely open base for battery, compute, Orange Pi, and Rio. And around this, we have our fully custom swerve drives, powered a Vortex for driving and a 550 for steering. And here is a closer look at our custom swerve.
Very cool. Alex, what do you think is the biggest benefit to having custom swerve versus a lot of teams are doing off-the-shelf swerve kits? Obviously, a custom-built swerve is a little bit unique. What do you think is the biggest benefit to going that approach?
Generally, customizability. This year, we changed the height of our yokes in order to go over the bump better. It also helps us actually develop the machining skills to be able to do that.
Very cool. All right, well, that does it. An awesome walkthrough of a super unique robot from Team 103, the Cybersonics, here at the Seneca FMA District Event 2026. I'm Jeff with the Fun Robotics Network. If you like this content, please make sure to like and subscribe. We'll see you next time.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the bell to stay up to date on future fun videos. It isn't too late to order competition apparel for your team at FRC Tees. Founded by FRC alumni and offering a free 14-day turnaround with expedited options available, go to frctees.com to see why hundreds of teams are making FRC Tees their first choice for their apparel needs. That's frctees.com. Osh Cut is a premier metal cutting service for first teams. No minimum order, options for same-day turnaround, guaranteed lead times, and instant online quotes. Osh Cut is offering first teams 50% off any future order up to $200 when you scan the QR code or go to funroboticsnetwork.com/OSHCUT. Just upload a 3D model or flat pattern to get started.